Let's bring in again tonight attorney Andrew Lieb for some clarity on all this. Andrew, I have seen these new trends popping up. You're seeing abortion pills that are embedded into business cards that women can take home and kind of make it themselves. We're seeing pills sent via overseas pharmacies, no doctor required. Then you have other women getting a P.O. box in a legal state, diverting those pills to her other P.O. box in her own state legally. How hairy has this become?
Well, I like the way you started, Chance, by saying let's get clarity on the most unclear thing we can probably have right now, as each state has completely different laws going on. Now, I will tell you right now that Texas, states like that are taking the position you can't have this medical abortion. On the same note, on the 15th, the U.S. House passed a bill, it's going to the Senate, to say you can have it. Thirdly, I'll tell you there's a case going on in district court where the maker of these medical abortions is in a lawsuit right now to say, hey, medical abortions are regulated by the FDA on supremacy clause. States can't touch them. So we're all up in the air right now of what you can do with medical abortions.
Is this that it is just by its nature a really, really messy issue legally? Or is this that we're seeing advocates pointing out intentionally, do you see this is a problem, and here you have another? What are we actually seeing go on right now?
I think we're seeing a few different things. First of all, when you have the Supreme Court make their decision in the Dobbs case, which overturned Roe v. Wade, everyone's scrambling because they said instead of having one national law, let's have 50 different laws. And then we didn't know what was a trigger law and what was effective and what wasn't. That was one start. Then you have all the advocates saying, let's have pro-choice and let's empower our employees and let's figure out ways to be able to get around the law if our state outlaws abortion. And then on the other hand, you had all the people that were pro-life or anti-choice, and they were saying, no, 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 we're going to stop you here, and we're going to stop you here, and we're going to stop you here. Unfortunately, Chance, courts take forever to make decisions, so we're going to be in this limbo for quite some time moving forward.
I was just in Kansas visiting family last week, and I noticed there were signs up everywhere in front of homes, in front of churches for this vote coming up August 2nd, next week, to allow the state lawmakers to restrict abortion further. I don't know if that would include even banning it. Legally, how significant is that?
It's significant because we're not just saying banning abortion in a lot of these states. We're saying banning medical abortion. And we're not just saying banning medical abortion. This is the issue that conservatives and liberals should get together upon. Here's the issue. What about the full faith and credit from one state to another? When you go to another state, how does one state ban what another state's doing? Isn't there state rights there, irrespective of what side you're on the abortion conversation? And what we're seeing now is these states coming out and saying, let's ban them no matter where you are. So it's a major political issue, a major political football. But let's see what the Senate does on this bill that was passed by the U.S. House, because we could have clarity throughout the United States if the federal government acts.
When you're saying medical abortions, does that include pharmaceuticals? Because that's more than half of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to, is these pharmaceutical abortions. Because originally what happened is a lot of the states said, oh, no, you can ban everything. If the Supreme Court says it's up to the state, you can ban whatever you want. The Biden administration came out and said, oh, no, we run the FDA. If we say a drug is safe for use, we're the final say on it. A state can't add additional restrictions before you get a drug. And that case is actually called Gen BioPro v. Dobbs. And that's going on right now. And that's going to determine who wins unless the federal government makes a move on this specific thing by passing in the Senate the pending bills.
Then Texas, Andrew, lawmakers there apparently are threatening Texas lawyers if they help women, I guess employees as well, get abortions. Would you be considered facilitating an abortion if you paid for, let's say, air travel for hotel expenses to go out of state?
Before we even get there, Chance, I want to ask you to do me a favor and let's restrict the broadcast from Texas. I don't want to get sued right now from clarifying this stuff. It seems like they're going after everyone who is trying to get involved. I might be getting a cease and desist after this entire thing. Fortunately, though, I'm in New York. And New York passed a law that said if you have a negative thing like what they're doing in Texas against you, you can countersue in New York because you're helping let people know what the laws are in New York. So you have to have lawyers, and this law firm that's getting sued, they have 2,000 lawyers. They're in all the states. They are going to be able to be the smartest. I wouldn't depict a fight with them if I was Texas.
Wow. It seems like right now, depending on where you live, you may need to call your doctor and also perhaps your lawyer before you pursue any of these treatments. Andrew Lieb, as always, thank you.
Thank you so much.